Okay. Good morning, all of you. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today. I look forward to share my all the views to all the participants who are attending this session related to the HRM. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Suprina. I have done my PhD and my specialization and core area is HR and OB. Right now, I am working with the capacity of Chandigarh School of Associate Professor at Chandigarh School of Business. And I have mixed experience like industry as well as the academic. So it is great to be for me and for my students when I always try to spread my knowledge and try to translate my experience with the others. So uh, first, I would like to express the points or topics which I covered in the today's session. It is the first we start with the introduction and the nature, importance, objectives of HRM, and same with the evolution and functions of major functions of HRM, and the major focus on HRP, human resource planning. At the last, we try to understand what are be the challenges in HRM and emerging trends of HRM uh, at this time. So, shall we start? So, see this picture. What is in your mind? When you see HRM, what is in your mind? It's a retention, it's a reward, it's a recruitment, it's a training, it's a planning, so many things. See the next picture. It shows the more idea about the HR. So HRM is the human resource management. Itself is a very clear, like human is the employee or employer of the organization and resources as well as the management. So all of these like the subjective objects, strategic objectives with employees and success and some of mission, vision, business values, all when all comes together that comprise the HR, right? So there is a definition that is given by the Flepo, right? So what he said HRM is the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration, maintenance, reproduction, right, of the human resources to the end of that individual as well as organizational as well as societal objectives are accomplishment. Let's try to understand what is exactly human resource. So it is a kind of responsibility of all those who manage the people as well as being description of the work of those who are employed as specialists, right? I think this definition and the basic concept of HR is clear to you, right? Next, we come to the nature of HRM. Why it is important? Because it is a base of any subject. So when we talk about the nature of HRM, it denotes the several subparts. First is people centric, universal, ongoing processes, action oriented, and future oriented also. Let's try to understand what is people. So HRM is a part where we lot and much talk about the people. So HRM is fundamentally centered around the people. I am right? The employees of an organization. That is also very clear with the definition. It involves managing individuals, addressing their needs, fostering engagements, and helping them to achieve their full potential. So, if we talk about the effective HRM that ensures the employee are the well trained and motivated and empowered to the perform at their best. So this is all about the people centric. All the time we are discussing the number of employees, what are the basic requirement of the organization, what kind of employees we want, everything. So everything's moving around the people. It is like a employees. Next, we discuss the universal. So the word universal itself is a very big. So all the HRM practices are applicable across organizations, like industries and their cultures. While the specific HRM practices may vary based on the nature of the organization and its workforce. And again, workforce is related to the employee. Workforce is what is the workforce of an organization? It is simple. It is very simple. It is the employees of that particular organization. The fundamental principles such as recruitment, training, performance management remain the same globally, right? So HRM is the essential for the organization of all the sizes and sectors. So that's why the nature of HRM is universal, right? The next is HRM always focus on the future task, or you can say the future oriented perspective. So how can we incalculate the future oriented? Like it means HRM looking forward for the next time, the next task, the number of manpower required in the future, what are the basic requirement of the manpower that also matches or align with the organization goal. So not the just work on the current needs of the organization, but also on its future requirements. It anticipates and like a plan for the evolving workforce, skill gaps, or you can say the business challenges also. By adopting the strategies such as workforce planning, talent development, and succession planning, and you can also include the competitive and adaptation environment for the future changes. So we can easily say the nature of HRM is the future oriented. The next, if we say next, so what is next? Next is action oriented. How can we define the nature of HRM is action oriented? Easily, because we already talk about people centric, universal, and future oriented. So when we see all three natures or sub points of nature of HRM, we easily say it is a action oriented because it involves the implementation of the strategies and the practices of the practices which works within the organization, and that practices directly impact on the employees and the organizational performance. So HR professional actively engage in the task like recruitment or maybe a conflict resolution, or you can say the performance management. You also may include the like a policy enforcement to ensure the smooth operation of the organization. Right? Am I clear to all of you? May I move ahead? The last one is the ongoing process. What is ongoing? It is a continuous process. When we say ongoing process, it means continuous process. Continuous process rather than a one-time process. It is not like if you do something and that is sum up within an hour, within a month, or within a week. It is an ongoing process. Every time you are work on different kind of things, might be like you evaluate, you improve, and you work for the practices, policies, and practices, and work. You will work on the responses that leads to the organizational changes and some kind of internal factors, some external factors. So every time you are moving ahead, moving towards future, right? So it is a continuous process. It is not done within a week, within a month. So one by one, you clear the steps. You want to achieve your targets within the HRM, right? And work on that particular factors and organization behavior, organization culture. So overall, it is a nature of HRM is like a ongoing process, right? So all these aspects, whether is a we talk about the people-centric nature of HRM is people-centric, it is universal, ongoing, and action-oriented and future-oriented. So all is about what? It is fostering the productive, engaged workforce and supportive organization process, right? So the next, which I want to quickly complete, that is the importance of human resource management, because we much talk about the nature of the human resource management. If we see the importance of human resource management, the first importance is to fulfill the human resource requirement. So HRP is the base of that. We talk about later. And second is the employee retention. We can retain our employee with providing a good culture and job satisfaction. And next point is the enhance the quality of work life. It means the professional and personal life, work life balance. So because we already, if we see back, go back to the this slide. So there is a people centric. Here is this one is the people centric. So it directly connected this point, right? Enhancing the quality of work life balance, because there are number of employees. So reducing grievance and conflict. The conflict in between the department, inter-department, it may be the intra-department, or maybe sometime in between the two-person, it may be in the superior, in between the superior and superior, and might be the subordinate and superior. The next importance is to achieve the organization goals. Whenever we plan the HRP, it is very important to align all the HRP goals with the organizational goals. Otherwise, we cannot achieve the organization goal, right? And next is the long-term existence in the market. How can you create your well-being in the market? It's just because of your culture of the organization, your organizational climate, your job satisfaction of the employees. So all these parameters indicates your organization sustainability in the market in the long term, right? The next is developing team spirit and feeling of belongingness. If someone is coming in the organization and not having any kind of ownership, so how can they work and not achieve the even that particular employee not achieve or not feeling good when they work in the organization. So developing the team spirit will work on the team building, and feeling of belonging is something is ownership. I am much satisfied here. I have a lot of things to plan my career. I can easily survive in this organization because too much of learning opportunities are there. So these are the basic things behind behind the point, like developing team spirit and feeling of belongingness. Not last we already discussed the employee satisfaction and welfare. So if employee is comfortable, it depends upon the organization culture that provides a good welfare opportunities and good level of job satisfaction. So these are the points we can consider under the importance of the human resources. I Importance of the human resources. So I hope clear the importance part. So shall we continue with the next slide? Okay. Next, we focus on the HRM objectives. What are the primary? If we talk about the primary objective of HRM, definitely it will focus on the personal objective and then organization, then function, and then the society. So, see what is the personal objective. First, we talk about the personal objective. Let's start with here, right? So, resources that use for the support of the employees, resources uh, um, are broader focus and broader impact on the employees, right? That we consider under the personal objective. So, how can we define it? We can easily define. It will give the it help. We can say it is helping them grow personally as well as professionally. It involves providing the opportunities for like training and development, for good job satisfaction, and provide the work-life balance, and also ensure the personal objective of the employees are covered under that. It means the need of growth. It means the recognition. It means the well-being. All these parameters are met and fostering a motivated and engaged workforce. Next, come to the after that we talk about the organizational objective. First, we talk about the organizational objective, and then societal, and then we come to the functional objective. So let's talk about the organizational objective. So it is the aim of HR to align the all human resources with the organizational goals to achieve the business success. So, what it includes? It includes improving the productivity, it includes enhancing the performance management system within the organization. It also ensures like workforce is totally skilled, workforce are motivated, workforce are effectively, you can say, contributing to the organizational mission. So this is all about the organizational objective. So what we achieve from that? We achieve the we achieve the good number of employees with long time survival within the organization, and more important part is all the workforce are too much efficient to do the work. So when overall productivity is good, so definitely organization is achieving something. So organizational goal will be completed very easily, right? Next, talk about the societal objective. It is a very broader term. Like when we talk about the societal objective, it indicates the society. Society is a very broader term. So how can we explain it? We can easily explain the focus on the society. The aim to ensure the organization contributes to the welfare of the society. uh, Welfare of the society indicates the well-beingness of the man. who represent the society, who is the part of society. So, employment practices, diversity, inclusion, ethical conduct, the very important but little word, ethical conduct, and compliances with the labor laws according to the nations, you know, and we can also include one equal pay, equal work. All this is the ethical part, ethical conduct, and the legal and compliances. So it all over it provide the society environment good for both within the organization as well as the outside of the organization. The last is the functional objective. Functional objective, if we talk about the HRM functions, more or less there are 8 to 10 functions. The in the next after 2 3 slides we will discuss on that. So major functions of the HR that provides the full potential or backup support to the organization. So the goal is to provide the efficient HR services like recruitment, training, compensation and performance management, benefits, and also they focus on the optimizing these functions to support the organization as well as the employee needs, right? So we, if we want to conclude these core objectives, so it gives you the balance need of the society, the organization, and the individual. It also create a thriving work environment within the organization. These objectives are the major role play in the HRM. Without that, we cannot move ahead and cannot work on the functions of HR also. I think I cleared this part. Can I move ahead? Are you comfortable with this section?
Yes, miss.
Yes. So next we try to understand the history, the evolution chart. See this chart. This line show the organizational scope, and this line is showing the time period. This is the raised graph, right? First, we see the welfare officer and then labor management, then personal management, right? And then human resource. This time is very much crucial, right? This is the time when HRM is introduced. HRM was introduced, like little shift in between the personal management to HRM. And then this is the part in which we all are doing so much things. So let's come to the next slide and define in like try to understand in broader sense, right? See, this is a brief outline of HRM evolution. First, we saw that picture, right? This picture, right? This show us the timeline and upgradation. Now we move about the brief outline. So first, we identify what pre-industrial revolution. This is the time before the 18th century. In this time, labor used as a commodity. The concept of managing people was very basic, and they focusing on direct supervision and control. The next, because they use labor as a commodity, so they are more task oriented, not focused on the health, hygiene, and other well being criteria of the HRM. So in this time, labor used as a machine, right? So task orientation is a major focus area, and workers are seen as a resources to complete specific tasks with minimal attention to their well-being, right? So this time is like a before 18th century. The next is the Industrial Revolution. This is the time in between the 18th and 19th century. So first we saw there is a uh, the people or the management on the pre-industrial revolution time, not focus on the well-being of the worker. But when we talk about the industrial revolution time in between the 18th and 19th century, some upgradation and some modification in this time in the HRM evolution. What is it? Can anybody wants to tell me what is it? Okay. Uh, no issue. So in this time, emergence of personal management, right? The new word personal management comes in this time, came in this time, sorry. They the focus shifted towards the managing labor to increasing the productivity. Like workers were increasingly seen as source of a competitive advantage, right? And then the some efforts are made to improve the working conditions in factories and prevent the workers strike. Through this was still minimal, but already take a initiative and start for that. The little bit related to the well-being and well-development or some health or hygiene point of the workers. Because if your workers are good, are their health is good, or their mindset is good, definitely that reflect in the productivity. So this is the time when first time little little focus on the labor well-beingness or like some facilities or uh, but although it related to the productivity also. So you cannot say that true HR was implemented on that time, right? And one more indication in this time, that is the union and industrial relation. As the industrialization spread over all the world, the labor unions emerged to protect the workers' rights. This is also the first time when unions and the industrial relation came into the force. The next is the early 20th century. The timeline is 1900 to 1940s. So this time scientific management and efficiency came into the force, and that inspired by the Frederick Taylor principles, 14 principles of Frederick Taylor, that is related to the scientific management. And although businesses are emphasize efficiency and the task specialization. If we include some like 1 point more in this century, so personal department were established completely and handle the work of recruitment, wages, training at this time, right? And the next time itself is a big one that indicates the post-World War second time, and this is the time of 1940s to in between 1940s to 1960s. This time, human relation movement uh, came into the force, right? So what is it? It is basically the social aspects of work, like emphasizing employees' motivation, job satisfaction, teamwork, welfare, and safety of the workers. that ensure the workplace are very much safe and health benefits and compliances with the labor law. All these came into the force, and same with the strategic HRM begins in this time. It means companies begin to align human resource practices with the business strategy to earn the more profit, right? And the next is the late 20th century, that covers the period of 1970s to 1990s. Right? So this period focus on the majorly focus on the human resource management, that came into the force, and little work on the human capital, being the employee asset that contribute to business access or become a central to the HR thinking. And strategic HRM is being the integrated part of an organization, and it used to compile any organizational strategy focusing on the talent management, organizational development, and so many other points that related to the goals of the organization. And the last one, 21st century, the beautiful time of the era of HR, that present the timeline of 2000 to till now. So this is the time when technology are introduced, like HRIS, the known as the Human Resource Information System, cloud-based platform, intelligence and transformed recruitment and performance management system. It also involves the employee engagement. Next, in this, the next part is work on the globalization and diversity of the management. HRM practices in this time expanded to manage a diverse and global workforce. Emphasize what you can say, emphasize on the inclusion, or you can say the employee engagement and cultural competence, all these, and moreover work on the employee experience, increasing the holistic employee experience, mental health, and totally focus on the work life balance as well as the personal development, right? It's clear to all of you. Am I audible? It's clear to all of you.
Yes, miss.
Yes, one point I forgot. I want to include in this. That is very good point. Now we are much talk about the sustainability and CSR. So this is the time when sustainability and CSR is included, and HR is much talk about that, like promoting the corporate social responsibility and sustainability initiatives, ensuring that the organizational reflects socially responsible practices within the organization. This is a very good thing, and it is also in the includes in the latest trend. So I think this topic is clear to all. May I move ahead? May I, ma'am? May I move ahead, students? Any doubts? If you want to, any question? Okay. The next is functions of HR, right? The functions of HRM is divided in N numbers, like HR planning, job analysis, designing, recruitment and selection, orientation and placement, and training and development. Here is the one big which I explain more, but I see the time, the shortage of time is here. So we just finish within 2 minutes this topic. It is very lengthy, and but actually this topic is the backbone of the HRM, right? So HRP, the human resource planning. The human resource, what is it? Human resource. First we talk about the HRM. Now we talk about the HRP. What are the difference? The HRP is the major function of the HRM. What it what it the major role like, you know, so it is kind of technique that uses the balance its flow of employee and prevent the situations such as team members, shortage, surplus. All these come under the human resource. When we talk about human resource planning, so few features are there. I skipped this slide and come to this one. Right. So what are the basic objectives? Like the effective human resource planning, it means the surplus. We talk about the surplus and the scarcity. And next is workforce optimization and cost management, maximum utilization of the workforce, right? And same way their development, their career growth, their succession planning, their career planning, and then the sustainability, social responsibility, societal responsibility, CSR, right? And then the adaptability towards the new things. So you can easily change the organization, right? For a betterment of the organization. So if we talk about HRP, so HRP is comprises of two kind of factors. One is internal and second is external. Internal factor is first we talk about the external because slide is this. All right. So external factors includes the government, legislations, business environment, level of technology, internal factors, and more or less the third party or outsourcing. And if we talk about the internal factors indicates or involves the company policies and strategies wherever the external factors work on the external, like the government policies, which enforces or which may be the requirement of your particular organization. So when we talk about internal factor, this is the job analysis, this is the time management and type and quality of information, and you may talk about the trade unions, right? So all these. So HRP process, what is it exactly? First, we set the set the objective for human resource planning. How they can How? How any HR person will set the objective. So first understand the organization goals, missions, vision and analysis. And in the next one, that is the current manpower inventory. So when you focus on the vision, mission, goal and analyzing that particular strategic objective of the organization, and that includes with the business expressions, diversification and all. So definitely it will give you the line of inquiry where you work, that what kind of persons or support or talent or you required for your business vision. The next is current manpower inventory. Itself is very clear. The existing workforce, not in terms of number, skill, qualification, right? And at the next forecasting and demand, what are the requirement and how we consider factor like recruitments and resignations and business growth in that. It means first you have some manpower and what will be the next planning, and then you see the gap in between the gap. If there is certain kind of skills are required, right? Or major training is required, something like that. And then you plan for the employees, and then if there is a skill gap, definitely training and development is there. And after training and development, appraisal of the manpower planning is done, right? So Why? Because why we are talking about this process, not talk about job analysis, not talk about the recruitment and selection. Why we pick the HRP? We pick the HRP because it is the like it serves as a backbone of the HRM. It gives you the effective utilization of human resources by aligning workforce need with the organization goals, and it also indicates the several other functions. Focus on the several other functions like recruitment, selection, training and development, right? And performance management and compensation management. Say, for example, we take the example of compensation management. If HRP involves the forecasting and compensation budget, like align them with the market trends and the organizational capabilities. So, what is the role of HRP? We are saying the HRP is the backbone of the HRM. So, HRP ensures that the fair and competitive compensation practices, adding in the employee retention and motivation while keeping the cost under the control related to the current trends. What is the market value? So this is how HRP works, right? Now we come to the key challenges of the HRM. The first is talent acquisition. Second is I think 2 or 3 minutes are only there. So I rapidly want to conclude this because, like, first is talent acquisition, right? And second one is, you can say, managing workforce and adapting technology achievements, right? Okay, now this is the request coming from the your side. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Us, thank you. Thank you. If anybody asks to question any,
Yeah. We have two questions from student, Miss. Yeah, for first from Mr. Abdul, I already read into some chat. Yeah, what are the most common challenge ER manager face when managing a different workforce, and how can this challenge be addressed effectively? And the second is Miss Kinan, how do technology such as AI and ER analyze influence the role of ER in decision making and employee management? That's all, and thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Finally, we come to the end of this lecture today. Listening for the speaker have a technical issue. Yeah, thank you for joining in this visiting lecture. I hope you can meet again at another interview lecture. Thank you. Goodbye.